Hey everyone, welcome back to my series on the best gaming and office chairs for women. I'm Lindsay, I'm back here from CG Mag chatting about another chair that I think is going to be suitable for your average female body type. Now, of course, not all women are built the same. There are certain things that many of us have to take into consideration when we are making purchases for things that fit our bodies. So lots of us tend to be shorter, a lot of us have wider hips or wider thighs, and I'm hoping that I can be a suitable avatar for you to decide if a popular gaming and office chair is going to work for you. So I'm about 5'4", 140 pounds, I wear a size 28 waist jeans, and I'm hoping that I can give you enough information to kind of virtually try before you buy. So I'm here today with a really exciting one. This is the Herman Miller X Logitech Embody chair. So if you've heard of Herman Miller, you know that they're very popular for their really great premium office chairs. And if you know Logitech, they're popular for their great tech accessories, webcams, keyboards. I have a Logitech keyboard and all of that kind of gear. And so they worked together using the Herman Miller Embody chair line to create this really excellent chair for you. So there's a lot to say about this one, but the first thing that I'll just want to point out is that it is low profile. So yeah, there's got, you know, pretty hefty seat base, which I guess is where a lot of the tech is housed. But it's a lot lower profile than gaming chairs that you're used to seeing. It doesn't have this big enveloping seat back that you see on a lot of gaming chairs, a lot of the racing style chairs. This is a completely different ballgame. When I looked at this chair at a glance, and it's maybe because I've been looking at so many gaming chairs, I actually thought the backrest looked really, really narrow, but now that I'm actually sitting in it, I'm not sure what you can really see, it's not like some like tiny, you know, little backrest. It's actually large and very enveloping and very comfortable, and we will get to that because that's what makes this chair special. So first, really quickly on the adjustability, it has height adjustment. At 5'4", I have no issues with the height. I definitely think it will fit you if you are shorter than me because I'm not on the lowest setting and my feet are totally flat. So I think you are going to be totally fine if height is your issue. With respect to the armrests, they are pretty cool. They move on a plane, and again, I'm never graceful at doing this, but they move on a plane inwards and outwards, but they kind of move on this plane, which is cool. So you're never going to be in a situation where if you like the armrest closer to you for your arms, that they're coming against your thighs and hips, because they got this like wide out and they don't really like move on that plane. So that's pretty cool. And then they also move up and down so that if you like them high up, you want to use them, or you want to tuck them away under your desk, they move that way. So it's not the same as the 4D armrests that you're going to see on some other gaming chairs and other office chairs in this series, but the adjustability is such that they're good, they're long, so I find them just as customizable as a 4D armrest. It just doesn't move on those planes. The seat base also comes in and out, so you can pull it more forward or backwards. I have it pulled all the way forwards. Again, it's not coming up behind my knees. I like a large seat base, which again, you've seen if you've watched any of my other videos. I like a large flat seat base. This isn't the largest in that you probably don't have a ton of room to sit with your legs completely up, similar to other office chairs in this series, but that's not an issue. I think that just because the way the seat is and how it's so comfortable and kind of envelops you, that's not something that I really found myself wanting to do. I didn't want to pull my legs up or anything like that. And again, because it's flat, I've got a lot of room for my hips. You can see I've got a few inches on each side, and I got some space, no issues with my hip size at all, or my thigh size at all. It's made of a foam fabric. It is cooling, so if you're someone who gets really, you know, overheated in the faux leather gaming chairs, that will be really excellent for you. And again, also because it's much more open, I find it much more cool. I'm not someone who gets super hot in my gaming or office chair, so that's not an issue for me, but I think if that was something you were thinking about, I think this one is going to solve that problem for you. It comes in all black, or I got the black with the cyan details. So just got like a couple, you know, details here. There's on the height knob, there's a little bit of the cyan, and then the knobs here, and then across the back. But that's not what makes this chair special. What makes this chair special is its backrest. And it's really difficult to talk about as someone who doesn't really understand all of the tech and science behind it, so to speak. All I can tell you is that it slaps, it rocks, it's awesome. So in comparison to other gaming chairs and office chairs that we chatted about, what we spend a lot of time discussing is the lumbar support. So most of them have a lumbar pillow, a lumbar cushion, a lumbar rod, different things that adjust the lumbar. This chair has this knob for its built-in support, but it is not just the lumbar, it is the entire backrest that moves with you. So that's what I was trying to explain about how it's lower profile and yet it's somehow more enveloping and comfortable, because as you turn up and down the tension, the entire backrest wraps around your back. and it is so excellent and so comfortable. I don't know how to put it into words. The first time I sat in this chair, I was just like, oh, like, I was like, oh, it's small. Why is it so expensive? Like, I don't really understand its backrest. And then I was like, oh, I get it. So it's amazing. It's really comfortable. I don't know how else to put it for you. What's so cool about it being a complete backrest that hugs you is that it gets through your mid and upper back really, really well. So in a lot of the bigger gaming chairs, I find that what I like about a good backrest is that I can lean back into it. And so you can also see this one has the tension that you can kind of lean and push back into. It's not like the gaming chairs that you're going to lean back and take a nap in. If that's the style that you want, you're going to be looking at gaming and racing chair styles. But if you're looking for a chair that's going to be comfortable for long hauls sitting straight at your desk, this one is going to do that for you. So because of the backrest kind of coming up all the way to the back, I found myself less likely to be leaning forward. So when I sit in a gaming chair, I tend to lean forward over time, and then I really rely on the lumbar support to continue to support me as I lean forward. And when I talk about lumbar support in those chairs, that has really paid off and really mattered as I kind of move more forward in my chair. What this chair does is not only does it have that lumbar support to hold you up, you're not going to lean forwards and back. I mean, I guess I'm not going to lean forwards and back because the whole chair envelops my upper back really, really well, and I found myself less likely to end up leaning forward. And if I did, a lot of us tend to drop our shoulders and kind of move forward over time. I might drop my shoulders, but my mid back is still supported. So I found that to be so unique and just such a step up from good lumbar support and a good head cushion. It's so much more than that by holding up your whole back in a really, really comfortable position. I sat in this one for a long time, and I've certainly been stalling my field test of it because it's so comfortable that I don't want to move on to anything else. I never walked out of it with lower back pain. I never walked out of it with hip pain, and it's just really, really comfortable and really, really impressive. So it doesn't have the headrest. It doesn't have the neck rest. If those are things that are important to you, this might not be, the one for you, but I just personally found because it's supporting my upper back and shoulders, I'm less likely to need that kind of headrest as opposed to in certain chairs that are just lumbar support. I tend to look to kind of come back into a headrest. So I don't really know exactly how to explain it. I can only really tell you that my experience with it. So that's what I really love about this chair. That's what makes this chair special. That's what kind of justifies this chair. But that also, if you're wondering if this is, if you're already sold on those parts of it and you're just curious if it's gonna fit your height and weight, I think that it will. Again, like I said, at 5'4" and a $140, I have no issues with my height and weight in this chair, and I can also make it shorter. So if you're shorter or taller than me, I think this is going to be a good one for you. Again, the flat seat base and the rounded armrests leave lots of room for your hips and thighs. Again, I've used a lot of coded language throughout this about hips and thighs, also when I mean hips and thighs, but sometimes when I mean butt. And let me just tell you, this chair is really comfortable on the butt. Whatever is going on in this foam is so comfortable on your backside that I'm just comfortable sitting in it for a long time. That said, that's what makes this chair really pricey. So this is about a $1,600 chair. Again, if you know Herman Miller chairs, they are the fancy splurge chair, so that probably isn't surprising for you, but it is a little bit more money. I mean, about twice as much as the Isker and the Secret Lab Slade, and about 4 times as much as some of the other more budget chairs that we chatted about. So it's pricey. But if you're someone who's dealing with back pain, I mean, this one is kind of recommended for coders, and I think it expects that coders are kind of, plugged in for long periods of time. This is me wearing my headphones to be plugged in. And so that's why this one is recommended for that. So if you're someone who's spending long periods of time working at your desk and you can make this one work for you, it's worth it. I love it. I've definitely, been field testing so many chairs, and this is the one that I've stalled reviewing because I just want to sit in it as long as possible. It's so comfortable. So the hype is real, and I hope that kind of helps you answer questions as to whether or not this one is good for you. Again, that paired with all the adjustability, I think it's going to be an excellent chair for a lot of women and everyone. And yeah, I hope that answers your questions. If there's anything that I missed out, please don't hesitate, leave it in a comment below and I'll answer questions for you. Again, because this is a premium fancy one, I definitely want to make sure that I answer all of your questions for you before you decide whether or not you want to purchase it. And even if I don't know the answer, I can reach out and get any answers for you. I think it's a really great one. If you like this review, please click the like button. I would really appreciate it a lot. And don't forget to subscribe, because I am reviewing so many other gaming and office chairs, and I'm hoping that by doing so, I'll be able to help you find the right one for you. If there's anything else that I've left out, any other chairs you really want to hear, like I said, leave it in the comments below. Click through in the description box. There will be a full article that's going to chat about, going to be a fulsome review with everything that I have to say about this chair all in one place. And then there'll also be a main article where I'm going to compare all of the chairs that I review in this series at a glance, to be able to see them all side by side, what I like about some of them and what I don't like about others, and what works and what doesn't, and see which one is the best one for you. So this is a really awesome chair. I'm really thrilled that I was able to try it, and even more thrilled that I'm able to tell you that it's a good one for you. And I really appreciate you tuning in. Okay, if you have any other questions, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.